Welcome to Crowned, a Smell Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Baseball. Today we step into one of the most astonishing upsets in World Series history. The year is 1914. The team, the Boston Braves. The odds, impossible. By midseason, they were buried, forgotten, dead last in the standings on the 4th of July. And by October, they were world champions. This is the story of the Miracle Braves, the team that rose from the ashes and swept away one of baseball's greatest dynasties. The Philadelphia Athletics were everything the Braves weren't. Big names, big moments, big expectations. They were led by the unshakable Connie Mack, managing a dynasty. Eddie Collins, the peerless second baseman, home run Baker, a postseason legend. Charles Bender and Eddie Plank, two Hall of Fame arms. They were the kings of the American League, champions in 1910, 1911, and 1913. The 1914 pennant seemed like a formality, and yet across the diamond stood the Boston Braves, managed by George Stallings, a man with a plan and a chip on his shoulder. No flash, no stars, just a team that clawed its way from irrelevance to October. And then came the series. Game 1, Shibe Park, Philadelphia. Dick Rudolph versus Charles Bender. It wasn't close. Rudolph went the distance, allowing just one run. The Braves battered Bender for 10 hits. Final score 7-1 Boston. Game 2, a pitcher's duel. Bill James, not that Bill James, but Bill James, the 22-year-old rookie phenom, threw a shutout against the mighty A's. Final 1-0. Suddenly the Braves were up 2-0, and the series moved to Boston. But not to the Braves' South End grounds. No, they needed more seats for this miracle. Games 3 and 4 were played at Fenway Park, home of the Red Sox. A bigger stage for a bigger moment. Game 3, October 12th. 12 innings of tension. 35,520 fans jammed into Fenway. A New York Times reporter described the atmosphere. The purple haze of eventide was gathering over Fenway Park. Figures moved around phantom-like in the twilight. Bottom of the 12th, tie game. Hank Gowdy leads off with a double. The crowd murmurs. Leslie Mann enters as a pinch runner. Rookie Larry Gilbert is walked intentionally. No outs. 2 men on, first and second. Herbie Moran steps up. He's not swinging for the fences. He squares to bunt. The ball goes straight to the mound. Joe Bush, the aged starter, fields it and fires it to third to try for the force. Wild throw by Bullet Joe Bush. Man bolts home. Game over. Braves win. It was, as Charles F. Faber of SABR, the Society for American Baseball Research, would later confirm, the first walk-off error in World Series history. A bunt, a misfire, and a mad dash for glory. The Times wrote the crowd went wild. The mob jammed down to the field and smothered the Boston players in a demonstration of fanatical joy which has rarely been seen at a baseball game. And just like that, the Braves were 1 win away. Game 4, back to Rudolph on the hill. Businesslike, brilliant. Another complete game. Another win. Final score 3-1. Series over. Braves sweep. They had done it. From dead last in July to world champions in October. And then came the unraveling. Connie Mack, furious over rising salaries and undercut by the rival Federal League, began dismantling his dynasty. Bender, Plank, Baker, all gone. By 1915, the A's were at the bottom of the standings, where they'd stay for years. The Braves, their miracle faded fast. They wouldn't win another World Series until 1957 in Milwaukee. But in 1914, for one brilliant stretch, they were baseball's greatest underdog story. The Boston Braves weren't just winners. They were legends. They were crowned. This has been Crowned, a Smell Baseball podcast. I'm Mr. Baseball. Next time we turn to 1915, the fall of a dynasty and the shifting shape of the game in a new era. Until then, keep your eye on the ball and your heart in the game.